Yo, 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 yo. All right, chat. What up, baby? So, guys, first we're gonna go over how to use MT4, and then we're gonna hop into TradingView. Okay. All right. So first things first. When you open up your phone, you're gonna go to your app store. You're gonna type in MetaTrader 4 or MT4 for short, and it's gonna look something like this, right? Now, for this video, we're gonna be using MT4, but you can use MT5 as well. They both function the same way. One's just like an upgraded version of the other, right? Then once you finish downloading MT4, you're going to hit open. It's going to bring you to something like this, right? Then you're going to hit new account, log into an existing account, and you're going to type the name of your broker, whatever your broker is, right? After you get the name of your broker, you're going to log in, and then you're going to be able to trade. Now, the first things first, they're going to give you like this very generic chart. Mine's is already customized mine's, but yours would probably be like white and green or something like that, or white and black. In order to customize your chart, the first thing you're going to do is hit settings at the bottom right. Then you're going to go to charts. Then you're going to hit colors. And let's just say, for example purposes, you wanted your bars going down to be pink instead of red, right? You'll just click the color, then hit save. And you have to do that for both bar down and bear candle. So I got to make sure both of those are selected. Then if you go back to the chart, instead of your bar being red, it'll be pink, right? You can change this to whatever color you want. This is just an example, right? All right, so I'm going to change mine back to red. Okay. And you basically could customize the chart however you want. These are all the different colors. And you saw the color grid, like you could change it to all these different colors. Anyways, let's go back to the chart. Well, before the chart, let's go to quotes. So at the bottom left, you see this option that says quotes. When you first sign in, there will be a whole bunch of currency pairs. In order to delete these currency pairs, all you have to do is hit the pencil at the top left. You're going to check this little circle over here, and then you'll hit the trash can to the top right, right? But in this case, we have what we want, so we're going to leave it alone. Then, if you want to add a commodity, currency pair, or what have you, you're going to hit the plus sign at the top right, and you're going to type in like whatever you want. So let's say you want to trade, I don't know, silver. You would just type in silver. Let's say you want to trade, I wonder if you could do like Apple on this. Yep, you can do Apple. So right there. Let's say you want to do Netflix. Boom, there you go, NFL LX. But for right now, we're just focused on gold. So we'll do like NAS 100. Most. I think that's US. Yeah, they call it US 500 on here. So you got US 30, US 500, and you can go ahead and, if you want to add these, you just hit that green check mark right next to the pair itself. So now when you come back to quotes, you see all the different commodities or pairs that you added. Now, we could go back to chart, and let's go over a couple of things with the chart. Now, you do have tools and indicators that you can use on this chart. However, me personally, I like using TradingView better when it comes to indicators and tools. But if you're on the go and you just want to mark something up real quick, let me show you how that, would be done. First things first, let's go over our basic tools. So if you see those shapes at the top in the middle, you see a circle, a square, and a triangle, you're going to hit that. Then you're going to hit add an object. And these are all the different objects you want to add, that you can add. So let's say you want to put a horizontal line. You would just hit horizontal line. Then you would tap the screen, and it would automatically plot that horizontal line for you. Now, if you wanted to move this thing up, you would just put your finger over the horizontal line and drag it up and down. Once you click it, click the horizontal line, as you can see, it's placed now. So if I move my finger up and down, the line won't move unless I tap it again and then drag it down. Okay. Now, if I want to delete that, I'll just go back to the same place. I'll swipe over to the left, hit delete, and now as you can see, it's gone. What other objects do we have? We have cycle lines, trend angle, trend by angle, Fibonacci retracement, Elliott waves, all types of things, right? You can do whatever you want on here, man. Just take the time to learn how to do it, and then you'll be a pro at how to chart up your how to mark up your charts on using MT4. Now, the next thing you can do, there's also indicators. So if you hit that F in the middle and you hit main window, you'll have all different types of indicators: momentum, moving average, relative strength index, and so on, right? So let's use one of these indicators. Let's do moving average, and we'll do a 50 moving average, right? Boom. And it'll automatically place that moving average for us. Now, let's say we want to add another one. We would just hit the F, then we would go to main window, we would hit moving average, and let's say we wanted to do, I don't know, let's say a 9, and we wanted to make it blue. This is just an example, but boom, now you got indicators on your chart. And again, same thing. If you want to delete it, all you got to do is hit the F, and then you're going to swipe to the left. You hit delete, and now you hit done, hit back, and now the indicators are going. Last but not least, we have what's called our time frame, right? So as you can see at the top left, it says H1, right? That stands for hour 1. You can change this to day 1, hour 1, minute 30, 15-minute time frame, whatever time frame you want to change it to. This is how you would do that. You also, hold on, I'm sorry. There was another way to do it. I forgot how to do it. So, oh wow, you get let me see something real quick. They automatically give you like a relative strength index. I'm not going to delete it. I'm not going to mess with it. But now let's go into the thing that everybody wants to know how to do. And how do I trade? Well, there's a big button that says trade at the top right corner. So all you have to do is hit trade. And of course, right now I can't trade because it is Sunday. The markets are closed. But let me see if Bitcoin will allow me to trade. I know Bitcoin is open today. So you would just hit BTC. Oh, also you can trade from this window as well while we're on this window. So if you go to quotes and you go to the pair that you want to trade, which is in this example Bitcoin, you would just tap Bitcoin. This window will pop up. So you would be able to trade, chart, or hit see the details about the pair. So let's say we wanted to trade, right? We would just hit trade. Then this would pop up, and this is what everybody wants to know. So please pay attention on this part, right? So again, we're gonna do this one more time. You can either trade from the chart, so you can hit trade right here, or you can go to quotes at the bottom left and then tap one of the pairs you want to trade, then hit trade. Now, the first things first, we're going to make this super simple. If you want to buy, you'll hit the blue button. If you want to sell, you hit the red button. I'm going to say that again. If you want to buy, hit the blue button. If you want to sell, hit the red button, right? It's always going to be that way. If there's a way to change the colors for that, I don't know how to, but I do know that this is like the standard color, right? The next thing, let's say that you have to go to work. You got to go, I don't know, get a haircut. You got to go do something for a family member or a friend. And you really are anticipating price to act a certain way at a certain price point, right? What you can do is hit this button that says market execution. and you can hit buy limit if you want to buy or sell limit if you want to sell. So let's just say buy, for example. And then you can set an automatic trade to hit and react at a certain price point in the market. So for example, let's say we're on Bitcoin right now and we think that price is going to come down to 108,000 and then it's going to shoot up to take profit. We'll put the take profit at, I don't know, 110,000. Oops. And then let's say our stop loss is like, where was it? 107,000. Then all you have to do is hit place. That trade will automatically be placed. You don't have to do anything. It literally will automatically trigger once price hits that point. Okay. So that's a good thing about the buy and sell limits. Then you could delete it if you don't think it's going to happen anymore. All right. Let me go back to Bitcoin. So we hit trade again. Now let's talk about lot sizes. A lot size is the amount of money that you can risk at any given moment, right? So basically, every currency pair and commodity are completely different when it comes to lot sizes. The same lot size that you use for gold is not going to be the same lot size that you use for Bitcoin. The same lot size you use for Bitcoin is not going to be the same lot size you use for US 30 or NAS 100, right? Every pair has its own lot size. You have to do the math and play around with it to figure out what lot size it is that you want to use. So I did the liberty of giving you guys an example. I took some notes and here we go. So with Bitcoin, every time price moves 100 pips for Bitcoin, the smallest lot size you can use is a 0.01 lot size. So every time Bitcoin moves 100 pips, if you were to use a 0.01 lot size, you would be making $10 or losing $10, depending on which direction the market goes, if you were to use a 0.01 lot size. So let's go back to the chart. As we can see, Bitcoin is currently on 109,680, right? So if I were to buy right here, right? I'll just use this as an example. And let's say I set my stop loss. So let me show you how to set a stop loss. You're going to hold down that trade. You're going to hit the word modify. And then for stop loss, you would just subtract whatever you're willing to lose from the point you got in. And then the point you got in will always be that first number to the left, right underneath the word BTC USD or gold if you're trading gold, or US 30 if you're trading US 30. Right? So we got in at 109,679.93. So for example purposes, we're going to make our stop loss 109,579, right? .93, I believe. 0.93, and then we'll make our take profit 109,779.93. Oh, so hold on. Sorry about that. So it's actually $1. Now this is $10 though. I don't want this to Okay, so for every 100 pips using a 0.01 lot size, Bitcoin would, that would be $1, right? So now if you use the 0.1 lot size, that would be $10. So let's go back to that. So trade, sorry about that. Boom. Let's see if it lets us do it. And we're gonna just do buy. Okay, cool. So let us do it. Yep. It might be a little bit more than that. 109 570.79. Right? Am I right? Yep. Okay, so we're probably gonna lose that trade too. And then 109 770. Yeah, I probably won't even have to put a take profit in. Yep, boom. Okay, cool. All right, so you seeing it here in real time, right? If you use a 0.01 lot size, every 100, for every 100 pips that the market moves, you would make $1. Now, I'm using a 1 to 200 leverage account. I don't know what leverage account you're going to use, but this is the math for a 1 to 200 leverage account. So for every 100 pips with a 0.01, that's $1. For every 100 pips with a 0.10, it's $10. Now, the opposite for gold, right? For every 1 pip with a 0.01 would be $10. And for every 1 pip for a 0.10 would be $100. Okay, now we're going to finish this off going over the trades, right? So let's go back to Bitcoin. We're going to hit chart. Now, let's say that back to this, right? Let's just say we want to do one of these buy limits or sell limits, right? So I'll put a buy limit and I'll say, hey, I noticed that every time price goes around 105,000, it reverses and shoots up. So I could put my entry right there. Then I could change my lot size to whatever I want. So let's say a 0.05. Now the lot size, guys, is so important because this will determine how much you can risk. You genuinely or normally can only risk about 20 to 25% of whatever you have in your account at any given moment. So let's do the math on that. Excuse me. Oops. So let's say you had $1,000 in your account. 25% is 250. 20% is 200. So the most you could risk at any given time is 200 to 250 with $1,000 in your account. And then same math applies if you have more money or less money in your account, right? Now, my rule, what I normally do is I only risk about 5 to 10% of my account. Now, the reason I'm going over this is to explain how to calculate your lot size. So this is how you calculate your lot size, right? You need to find out, you need to sit down and back test and figure out how much does price normally pull back before continuing in a certain direction, right? Whether it's dropping or buying. Once you figure out that average number, that is going to be your pullback or your stop loss for majority of your trades. So if the average pullback for Bitcoin is, let's say, 1,000, right? Okay, cool. If the average pullback is 1,000, I know that for every 100 pips where with a 0.01 lot size, I'm risking $1. So that means I would be risking $10, and I need to make 3 times or more of what I'm risking. So if I'm risking $10, I need to be making 30 or 50 or more. And that's how you determine what kind of lot size you're going to use, right? Same thing applies for gold, right? I know that for every 0.01 lot size I'm risking, that means basically for every pip I'm risking, it's going to be $10. So let's hypothetically say the average pullback for gold is about 10 pips. That means I'm going to be risking $100, right? So, all right, cool. That means I need to aim for 30 pips or more when it comes to trading gold. And this is all hypothetical, right? I'm not telling you what the average pullback for gold is. I'm not telling you what the average pullback for Bitcoin is. I'm just giving you guys examples on how to find out what lot size you're going to use, right? If that doesn't make sense to you, I'll break it down like this, right? All right, a 0.01 is $1. I want to take that dollar and I want to turn it into $3. If I'm risking $1, I want to make $3. Let's make it that simple, right? If I'm risking $1, I want to make $3. But how much does the market have to move for me to make $1? Well, we just did the math. The market has to move 100 pips. That means I need to make 300 pips, right? To make my $3. And basically, guys, that's how you calculate your lot size. Now, again, the market is not going to be that easy, right? It's not going to be, I can risk 100 and make 300. No, like this stuff moves a lot. You have to back test at least about 3 months to figure out what's the average pullback for a pair. And then even when you get that number, that number might be different per quarter, right? So let's say the first quarter of the year, the average pullback is 10 pips. But when we get to the end of the year, the average pullback is 20 pips. Huge difference, right? But you got to be able to adjust to that, to those numbers. Now, I want to make sure we went over everything. So we know how to use MT4. We know how to place trades. I'm just going to go over this one more time. When you want to initiate a trade, you're going to hit the top right on chart and you can place a trade, right? It's going to automatically default to market execution, where you can easily just hit buy or sell in order to initiate a trade. If you want to place a pending order because you think price is going to react at a certain point, you've been doing your research, all you have to do is hit market execution and then hit buy limit or sell limit. Okay? Cool. And then I'll show you one more. We're going to use buy limit and we're going to just say, 105,000. And then we're going to put this at 100,000. All right. So now, again, if you want to modify a trade, meaning make some edits, whether it's a live trade or a pending trade, all you have to do is hold down the trade, hit modify, and then you can adjust the numbers to however much you want. Now, this is perfect for guys who are trying to trail the stop loss, meaning that if you get into a trade, right, you want to move your stop loss up if you're in profit. So, for example, let's say price hits 105,000, then it goes to 108,000, right? Now, instead of just keeping my stop loss at 100,000, I would move my stop loss up to like 105. So that way I could break even in the event that price pulls back to 105,000, which is where I got in the trade at. So basically, let me see if I could, let me see. So let's buy real quick, right? I'm just going to do a real life example. 0.01, hopefully the market will go up. Come on. Now it wants to play games and shit. All right, guys. But anyways, I'll show you. So let's say that this trade I just placed, right? Let's say that it's going up and I'm in profit. So all I would have to do is hit modify, and then I would just adjust my stop loss according to wherever I got in at. So I got in at 109,742. So let's say that price went up 100 pips or however much it needed to go up for me to feel comfortable to move my stop loss. Okay, I think price might go up a little bit so we can see. There we go. Boom. So now we're in profit, right? If we want to stay in profit, all we have to do is put the stop loss where we got in at. So 109,742 and 32, right? So now we'll just come here, 109, 7, it was 42, 32. 742 point, yeah, okay, cool. So now, regardless of what happens, even if price decides to pull back, I'm gonna exit this trade at break even. Now, of course, if I want to exit this trade making money, then I would just put my stop loss a little bit above where I entered in at. So I would put it at, like, let's say this is for example purposes, I would put at 107 52.32. Now, no matter what happens, I'm leaving this trade in profit unless what is it called? Unless a gap happens. I'm sorry, slippage. So slippage is when a super volatile move happens in the market and the market moves in such a fast and volatile pace that, like, your stop loss has what's called a little bit of slippage, meaning that it may dip below your stop loss a little bit. That's why it's good to trail your stop loss in the event that things like that happen. But I think we have pretty much mastered MT4. The main thing that I wanted you to get from this portion of the video was just how to initiate a trade. So as long as you know how to initiate a trade, then you're fine, right? Play this video back as many times as you need to in order to get comfortable trading. So I'm gonna do this one more time for y'all real quick. You can place trades two ways. You can hold this down, hit trade on quotes, then you'll just initiate a trade, buy or sell, or you can initiate it from chart, okay? And then you'll hit trade at the top right. All right. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll make sure to try to answer any and all questions that y'all might have, okay? Now, let's move on to TradingView, my favorite portion. Okay, guys, welcome to TradingView. Now, this is one of the most important parts of the video, so make sure y'all lock in. This is one of the most requested, so I'm going to try to go over as much as possible in a short amount of time that we have. Okay, so the first things first, we're going to start at the top, right? If you want to change the pair that you're currently viewing, all you have to do is click this magnifying glass or click this section right here, and then you type in whatever pair you want. Now, the good thing with TradingView, it has stocks, crypto, commodities, Forex pairs. It has everything that you could ever imagine when it comes to trading, right? So let's say you wanted to check out Apple. Boom, you would just hit Apple. It'll take you to Apple, right? Let's say you wanted to check out Netflix. You type in Netflix. Boom, it'll take you to Netflix. Now, it also has what's called a watch list menu, right? This is like a quick menu that will take you to wherever you're trying to go to fast without you having to type it in. So you can, like, go to gold, right back to gold ASAP, and then you would just hit add, this little plus sign, to add whatever you want to add to your watch list. All right, then it also shows you some details down here where gold is currently at, if it's down or up for the month, down for the week, and all types of things like that, right? This will give you basically a nice little snapshot of what's going on in the market in regards to the pair that you're interested in trading. Now, the next thing is the time frame, right? So as you can see right here, if you hit that little drop down, this will allow you to toggle in between all the different time frames. So give me 1 second. Okay. So if you click this little drop down bar right here, you'll be able to toggle in between all the different time frames. So if you want to go to the daily time frame, if you wanted to go to the 1 hour time frame, you can easily toggle in between all the different pairs that you need to go through. Now, while we're still on this section right here, if you click your name right here, or you click the letter right here, it will take you to this little quick window where you can hit theme, right? So a lot of you guys like to be like, how do I change this to dark theme? Just like this. You would just click this and it will go in dark. And if you click it again, it'll go back to light. All right. The next thing is the candlesticks. Some people prefer to trade lines. Some people prefer to trade step lines. Some people prefer to trade what's Hakanashi candlesticks. Whatever is your preference, you can change it right here, right? Me personally, I like candlesticks. This is what I learned how to trade, and this is what I'm sticking to learn how to this is what I'm sticking to trading. Now, after that, we have what's called indicators. So if you want to do, let's say, a moving average, you would just type it in, and I'll give you a quick example. So let's say that you want to add this moving average, right? All you have to do is click it, and it will automatically add it to your chart, as you can see right here, right? And then if you want to delete it, all you gotta do is come here and hit the trash can. Boom. So you got to do the research and figure out what type of indicators you want to add to your charts, and then you go from there. Me, I trade price action, so I rarely ever use indicators except for like the simple moving average and the Fibonacci retracement. The next thing you have is an alert and a replay button. So if you're back testing, this is the best thing since ever for you, right? So let's say you wanted to replay what happened last week, right? So let's say, where's Monday at? So you wanted to replay August 20th. You would click this replay button, drag the mouse over the time where you want to start, and then all you got to do is either hold down the shift button and then hit the right arrow, or you could just hit play and it'll automatically like play out hour by hour or candlestick by candlestick on what happened that day or time, right? Then if you just want to get out of the replay, you'll hit this exit button at the bottom right. Cool. Now, the next thing, if you want to expand or zoom in into your window or on your chart, all you have to do is click this bottom row down here and drag the mouse over to the left to zoom in, or bring it over to the right to zoom out, right? Now you can also do this on the right on this vertical bar. If you want to zoom in, you'll hold this, drag this up to stretch out the chart, or bring it down to kind of like pinch it, right? So you could get like a more zoomed in look. All right. The next thing, this window to the left is all the tools that you can utilize, right? So we have many different tools. We have our cursors. So if you prefer a cross over a dot, or if you prefer an arrow, whatever you prefer, you can select it right here, right? The next thing is our lines, right? Trend line, the raise, the info line, all these things. These are all tools that you can use at any time while you're trading. Now, Now, when you find what you like, you can favorite it, and this little bar right here is called your favorites bar. So let's say that you like, I don't know, the extended line. You can hit the star; it'll automatically add it to your favorites bar, and then you could go from there. Or if you want to take it off, just hit the star again, and it'll remove it. Now, these are my favorites. This is what I use on a daily basis. The first one is a horizontal ray, right? What is a horizontal ray for? Well, I normally use the horizontal ray when I want to do like a quick price action markup. So like, let's say that I'm looking at price and I'm like, all right, where's the next level of support or resistance? And I'll do something like this. Or I'll say, where's the closest? And then I could change the color to green for support. And let's say my next resistance is like right here. So boom. And then I'll change that to red, right? I want to do something real quick. I just want to look at something, right? My next one is a text box. So let me go ahead and delete these. So, I don't know, gold is bearish. I want to leave a note for myself when I come back to the chart. Or Trump speaks this week. I'll leave a note for myself on the chart. Because whenever Trump tweets or speaks, or Fed Chair Powell speaks, those are times you definitely don't want to trade. You kind of want to just sit back and let whatever is about to happen in the market happen. All right, what's next? So we have our rectangle tool. This is really what we use for price action. So when we have support and resistance areas, we want to mark the top of the body up to the highest wick, and then just kind of drag that over. I normally like to use red for resistance. So if you want to change the outer line of the rectangular box, you would hit this pencil mark and you could change it to, let's say, green, red, or whatever color you want. I like black when I'm using the light theme. Then I'll hit the trash can or the paint bucket if I want to change the interior color, the inside color, to, let's say, orange, or we could change it to pink, whatever we want to change it to, right? It's completely up to you. For resistance, I normally do red. So then let's say I wanted to make this my support area. So then I would just click it, drag it over, make this green for support, and then just drag that over. Now, another thing you can do to drag this over the rectangular box, and let me move this down here so I don't confuse y'all. Click this, hit the settings button, and then right here next to the numbers, you can type in, like, let's say 5,000. Then at the one at the bottom, you're gonna put negative. So whatever you put up here, you'll put negative down here. Or if you put positive here, you put negative up here. Boom. Now it's completely stretched across for however long it'll go. And now you know where support and resistance lies. All right. Pretty straightforward, right? Nothing too crazy. The next one is our long position, right? So I love the long position, pause, because let's say I want to get in for a buy, right? So let's say I get in for a buy. I don't know. Okay, price broke this level, came back, and then we get in for a buy right here, right? Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna adjust this so I know where my stop loss is. So let's just say I want to put my stop loss at 25 pips. Depending on whatever currency pair you're trading, this number will be different, okay? Just like the lot size. And let's say if I'm risking 25 pips, I need to go for at least 75. So now what I would do, I'll get out my horizontal array. I'll put it right here. Boom, that's my stop loss. I'll set an alert. So this little add alert. Then what you could do is you can you can name your alert whatever you want to name it. So let's say gold stop loss. Boom, you can name it and then you'll hit create. And then also what you could do is hit the settings again and then go to text and just put it right here. Now it'll be named on your chart as well. Then I could put another horizontal array right here, make this green, and then I'll put gold take profit, right? And I'll copy that message and I will post that in my alert as well. Bang, bang, boom. So now I can place a trade, I can leave, and I don't have to sit here and watch the charts all day, right? I'll get an alert sent to my phone saying, hey, go hit your stop loss, go hit your take profit. This is how I personally trade. Okay. So let me delete this. And then we have the same thing as far as this goes for sales, right? So let's say boom. I got a different color for sales for some reason. I don't know why I made it blue and then made this one green, but whatever. Same thing. Like I'll plot this wherever I need to, and then I'll set my alerts, you know, based upon whatever my stop loss is. All right. Fibonacci retracement. So let's go to a higher time frame. Let's go to the 4-hour. And then, oh, also too, you can right click, go all the way to the bottom and hit remove drawings, and it will remove everything that's on the chart. So you can start fresh and brand new. All right, so let's take out the fib, and we're gonna, this is the top, right? And then we're gonna drag this all the way. You know what? Actually, I'll make this one right here. Okay, that's the top. The only reason I say that's the top is because price was up here, pulled down, came up, and then it went lower. So this was like the last high before it went lower. So right now, price is at a golden zone, right? Which is pretty dope because this is a very important moment for gold, because if price continues, respects this zone, which is doing currently, it can go even further down. Oh, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to want to know my settings for the fib. So let me go ahead and show you this. Go ahead and screenshot this and save this. I'll give you a couple seconds. Okay, boom. Now you guys got the fib sauce. We're moving along, man. Guys, I tried my best not to make this such a long video, but like I'm like, I know y'all I know y'all needed to get laced up, so I had to get y'all right, man. What's next? Oh, my arrows, right? So let's say that I placed a trade in the market, or let's say there's an area that I'm like, yo, pay attention to this. So I'll put an arrow by it, be like, all right, pay attention to this area when price comes around this area. And then I'll know like, okay, cool. This is basically like an emphasis on whatever I'm doing. Oh, another thing too, almost forgot. Let's go back to horizontal lines. So when I'm marking up my support and resistance zones, I love using the lines instead of the rectangular box. It's just like cleaner to me. Like, I don't know. So like this is what I'll do, something like this. I normally go on an hour time frame. I normally go like black for resistance, and then I'll go blue for support on an hourly time frame. So now I know exactly where support and resistance is, right? I'm like, all right, cool. If price is here, it's likely that it can reverse, right? If price comes right here, it'll reverse and go to the upside. So, and that's how I basically set up my chart as far as like where to buy and sell at. Now the next tool is the arrow tool. So this is more just so for like demonstration purposes when I'm talking to you guys. And then we have, the path tool is, I highly recommend this for y'all who are just starting out. Definitely for the beginners. This will help you so much as far as like how to get in and how to understand and how to read structure, right? So what do I mean by that? So boom, right? So we have a low right here. Then we have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price finally breaks structure on this pullback right here. But when it comes to entries, right? Let's see. Boom. When it comes to entries, I'm gonna show y'all a little trick. I shouldn't be showing y'all this on this video, but whatever, who cares, right? All right, so let me show y'all a little trick. So last time price went above this line, it went all the way up here, right? Stay with me. Stay with me. And this is on an hourly time frame. So it's safe to say that if it does it again, the chances of it going back up are pretty strong, right? So unfortunately, price has such a big dumbass candlestick. Like it broke below, came all the way back up with this big ass candle, and then it came back down. So what you could have done was the second time price hit this area is get in for like a buy, right? Why? Well, and I would make my stop loss like right here. The reason I say you could do that is because the last time price broke above this line, it went all the way up here. So that lets me know that I can at least take price up to this next high, which is right here, right? And this is how you should trade. Like if you want to scalp or if you want to take some quick profits. So boom, you need a rejection off of this zone or some type of indication showing you that price is going to reverse off of the zone. Then you could take this motherfucker all the way up to right here, to this high, right? So you could risk, what's that? We're just going to say 7. Give ourselves a little space. So we could risk 7 to make 35. That looks like more than a 1 to 3 to me. And it'll even show you what your risk reward is. So you got a 5.08 risk reward, which is a great trade. And guys, that's basically like how you would look for trades as well. I just throw in like a little bonus for watching the video up until this point. All right, but let me get out of this. Okay, so we got the path tool. We went over all the tools. The next one is the trend line. Oh yes, can't forget the trend line. The trend is our friend. So we see a trend right here, right? Upward trend. Why is the trend line so important? Because we can make money off of the trend. The trend lets us know, like, all right, last time price came to this trend line, it bounced off, right? So the likelihood of this happening again are pretty likely. But what we have to realize is that we are in a downtrend. So the trend that would make more sense is to be marking the downward trend, right? So like, for example, this is actually perfect. And I'll show you what I mean. So boom. I know this is an ugly ass trend line that I'm about to draw, but bear with me. Ooh, this is about to be so ugly. Okay. So I'm gonna use my arrow to demonstrate. We have a high, lower high, lower high, and then price drops off, right? But it respected its trend the whole way down, right? Boom. Even though this trend line is pretty ugly, it still respected the trend. High, lower high, and goodbye. Last but not least, we have what's called the vertical line. Now, I normally use this just to like stay in between. Let's say I'm trading between 9:30 to 11:30. I'll put this line here just so I can see, like, I can track price and see what was going on. It'll help me kind of like zoom in, if you will, or focus in. And last but not least, we have our eclipse tool. So let's say I'm like, all right, I see a double bottom right here, boom. And I'll go ahead and put like the eclipse tool. So like this is more for demonstration purposes for me. But you know, boom. All right, and guys, I think that's it, man. We went over basically everything. Like I want to thank you for tuning in and staying with me. If you did stay in, I know this might have been a little boring for some of y'all, but like I really wanted to go over a lot of things into detail so you guys can understand how to use this and how to trade, right? If you have, again, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me via the chat or hit me up on Instagram, send me a DM. You know, I'm always willing to help you guys out. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything as far as going over the MT4. I mean, going over TradingView. Oh, I mean, a couple of things, right? So if you deleted something, you can hit this back button. Like if you're afraid, like, oh no, I lost whatever notes I put, you can hit this back button to go back. We went over damn near everything. Yeah, guys, like I just wanted to show you the functionality of TradingView as far as like how to use it. And I literally showed you what I use on my day-to-day. These blue boxes that you see are called sessions. So this is the New York session. You can type in sessions on the indicator tab and then just uncheck these. I don't trade Asian or London session. I only trade New York. New York is between like 8:30 to 4:30. So that's a pair I like to trade the most. That's why you see these blue boxes or blue columns on. But yeah, man. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching the video. Peace. Oh, y'all better subscribe and leave a comment and like this video. I'm not playing with y'all, man. I'm trying to grow my channel to 1,000 before the end of this year. It's like that, but guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned to what we have going on next. We will be dropping videos every week or every other week. And yeah, peace.